Can I start? Hi everyone, and welcome to my class. My name is Kay, your new English teacher for grade 9. Thank you for joining me, and let's start. Okay, so this week for CAPS, we are going to be doing reading, listening, and speaking content. So this week we are going to be doing a lot of speaking, reading, and listening as well. So at the end of this lesson, you will learn to exercise your listening comprehension skills, to read and view information and respond critically to the text, to express opinions and support them with reason. Okay. So this is our text for today that we are going to use for our listening comprehension. Okay. So before we read the text, please have a look at the title or the heading. Okay. It says, "An egg a day keeps hunger at bay." An egg a day keeps hunger at bay. Now, I want you to write down on a piece of paper or a book, what does at bay mean? At bay, what does at bay mean? Okay. So, if your answer is away or far away, that is correct. At bay means away or far away. Okay. Now that you know the meaning of at bay, let's read the heading again. An egg a day keeps hunger at bay. Okay. Now, the headline is based on a common English saying. What is that saying? The headline is based on a common English saying. So if you know the saying, write it down on a piece of paper as well. Okay. Awesome. Sorry. So the saying is, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. So this headline is based on that saying, okay? So what's going to happen is that the text will be read twice, okay? So the first time, I want you to pay attention and just listen, okay? The second time around, you are allowed to make notes on important points from the article. So if you want to make notes, you can do that, but when we are reading the text for the second time. But for the first time, I need your full attention, okay? Awesome. I'm about to read the text now. People in South Africa. Egg a day keeps hunger at bay, by John Makubela. Many people in South Africa do not have enough food to eat. Even when they have money, they often spend it on the wrong food. Take the Chauka family. They are often hungry. Often they start the day with just a single slice of bread or a small bowl of pap. But sometimes they do not even have that. The McDonald family also struggles to buy food. I don't get enough money to last the month, explains Mr. McDonald. When our money runs out, then we just put some sugar into hot water and drink that in the morning. The McDonalds think that the sweet drink will give them energy for the day. What they fail to realize is that the energy acquired from sugar is temporary. It is used up quickly by the body, leaving it even more tired than before the drink. According to Healthy website, you need some protein and carbohydrates in the morning for sustained energy. It says that people should spend their money on healthy foods such as mini meal, brown bread, and eggs. This would be wise. It recommends an egg for breakfast. According to a study by the University of the West, the protein in eggs increases satiety and decreases hunger. Eggs have all the 8 essential amino acids. says Dr. Hlaobata, author of Ways to Eat Economically, and they do not have adverse effects on the heart. He continues, that's been disproved. Mrs. Smith relies on her chickens. She says that they lay eggs, and then when they stop laying, they themselves can be eaten. And they don't even need to be fed. She explains. They just eat grubs around the house. Her husband agrees with her. People who live in rural areas can have their own chickens. He claims that a doctor once told him that eggs help your brain as well as your body to function. They seem to have worked for him. He's eaten one a day for the last 70 years. Okay, guys, so we've read the text for the first time, okay? Before we read it for the second time, I just wanted us to look at these two words, satiety. So satiety is the feeling or the state of fullness, okay? And then we have grubs. Grubs are a group of young insects that haven't fully developed, okay? So you see these words here. The second last paragraph, where the woman says that you don't even have to feed the chickens, they just eat grubs around the house. So here, I'm assuming that this is the house whereby the chickens are kept, okay? And satiety is somewhere here, yes. So from the top, the second paragraph. So they say the protein in eggs increases satiety, okay? So now you know, sorry. So now you know the meanings of these words. So we're gonna read the article again. And this time around, remember, if you wanna take some notes, you are allowed to do so. Okay. Day Keeps Hunger at Bay by John Makubela. Many people in South Africa do not have enough food to eat. Even when they have money, they often spend it on the wrong food. Take the Chauka family. They are often hungry. Often they start the day with just a single slice of bread or a small bowl of pap. But sometimes they don't even have that. The McDonald family also struggles to buy food. I don't get enough money to last the month, explains Mr. McDonald. When our money runs out, then we just put some sugar into hot water and drink that in the morning. The McDonald's think that the sweet drink will give them energy for the day. What they fail to realize is that the energy acquired from sugar is temporary. It is used up quickly by the body, leaving it even more tired than before the drink. According to Healthy website, you need some protein and carbohydrates in the morning for sustained energy. It says that people should spend their money on healthy foods such as mini meal, brown bread, and eggs. This would be wise. It recommends an egg for breakfast. According to a study by the University of the West, the protein in eggs increases satiety and decreases hunger. Eggs have all the 8 essential amino acids, says Dr. Hlaobata, author of Ways to Eat Economically, and they do not have adverse effects on the heart. He continues, that's been disproved. Mrs. Smith relies on her chickens. She says that they lay eggs, and then when they stop laying, they themselves can be eaten. And they don't even need to be fed, she explains. They just eat grubs around the house. Her husband agrees with her. People who live in rural areas can have their own chickens. He claims that a doctor once told him that eggs help your brain as well as your body to function. They seem to have worked for him. He's eaten one a day for the last 70 years. Alrighty, guys, I hope everyone was listening. I want us to have a quick discussion before we get to answer the questions. So now I'm trying to see if I can get to the chats. Let's go back. I'm sorry, Eugene, how do I check the chats again? Okay, is it here? Okay, okay. Eugene?
Yes, Kay?
How do I get to the chat again? Or do I even have people who are active currently?
So there's not a lot of active people in the chat at the moment. We do have 15 attendees. If anybody of the attendees can please utilize the Q&A section so that we can see if there's any interest in that.
I'm seeing one person who's asking about Zoom.
I can see that as well, yes.
Okay, so I don't know what to do. Must I try and ask the questions and see from there if we have any active participants?
I would suggest that yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. So, to everyone who is listening to the text, please identify and briefly describe 3 things in the text that tell you it is a newspaper article. So you saw the text. What are the 3 things that you saw that make you know that this is a newspaper article? How are you able to identify a newspaper article? You can just list 3 things. That you saw from the text that tell you it is a newspaper article. Any 3 things. The headline, perhaps. Okay, I guess we'll come back to this. Let's just go back here. Okay, go to share screen. Okay. We spoke about the vocabulary. Okay. So I said identify and briefly describe 3 things in the text that tell you that this is a newspaper article. Okay, you can just write down those 3 things and you'll compare them with what I have on here, okay? So the first thing is there is a headline. So every newspaper article has a headline. It is bold. It draws attention to the content of the article, okay? Secondly, the first paragraph sums up the article. It begins with capital letters and it leads the reader into the article, okay? The language is simple. For example, the sentences are short and the adjectives are simple as well, okay? The paragraphs are very short and each one deals with one idea, right? People are quoted as well. These include ordinary people as well as authority figures, okay? And finally, the text is divided into columns, okay? So if you have any answers that are here, then you are on the right track, okay? So who is the newspaper article written for? Describe the audience. So according to what you are listening to, who do you think this article is written for? You can describe your audience. Okay. So you can say the newspaper article is written for people who are interested in diets, depending on what your answer is. People who are interested in the way South Africans eat. People who are interested in the merits of different kinds of food. People who are interested in solving problems concerning economics and food. So the answer depends on what you have or what you thought while you were listening to the article, okay? And then my third question is, what is the central message of the article? What is the central message of the article? It also depends on what you think or what you were thinking at the time when you were reading the article. The central message of the article can be that eggs are good for you. Eggs are good, a good form of nutrition for poor people. Eggs are reasonably cheap. Yeah. And then finally, do you agree with the article? Express your opinions about economical breakfast options, okay? So here, I wanted you guys to show that you have your own opinions and express them. Yeah, so it depends on what you think or what you thought while we were reading the article, and just sharing your opinion and being able to support your reasons or your answers, okay? Awesome. So now let's go to the actual comprehension itself, okay? I hope you have your piece of paper and pen ready, or a book. You just need to have something to write on, okay? I'm going to be asking you questions based on the article, okay? You have 2 minutes to write your answers down, and then if you still need more time, I will give you that. Okay, so I'm going to be reading each question and explaining it while the timer starts, okay? Awesome, I hope you're ready. Okay, number 1. 3 families' lives are examined in this article. Name the families, okay? 3 families' lives are examined in the article. Name the families. So that is for 3 marks. Secondly, name the authority figure who is quoted in the article. Name the authority figure who is quoted in the article. Just to give you a hint, I'm not sure if I pronounced the surname of the authority figure who is mentioned in the article correctly. I struggled to pronounce the surname of it, okay. Third question is, which institution substantiates the information quoted from the Healthy website? Which institution substantiates the information quoted from the Healthy website? Okay. To give you a hint on our previous question, it's a university, but you have to remember it's the University of what, okay? Okay, and then the last question, who thinks that it would be wise to spend money on healthy food? Who thinks that it would be wise to spend money on healthy food? Okay. I don't know why my timer stopped. Okay, there we go. Okay. We have less than 30 seconds. Before we move on to our other questions. Remember guys, this is a listening comprehension. I hope you are paying attention. Okay. So I'm assuming that everyone is done with answering these questions. We are going to move on to our set of 4 questions again. Okay. Okay, number 5. Why does Mr. Smith find it necessary to explain that eggs are not bad for the heart? Okay, why does Mr. Smith find it necessary to explain that eggs are not bad for the heart? There's a reason why he explained that, okay? Basically, why do people normally think that eggs are not good for the heart? Okay. Number 6. Why is the rearing of chickens a useful nutritional practice? Why is the rearing of chickens a useful nutritional practice? Okay. Okay, number 7. How have eggs contributed to the health of Mr. Smith? How have eggs contributed to the health of Mr. Smith? This was on our final paragraph. Okay. And then our final question is, do you think that healthy website is a reliable source of information? Do you think that the healthy website is a reliable source of information? Okay. Those are our 8 questions. And you have less than 20 seconds. Okay, I am taking it as if everybody is done. Do I have any questions so far?
No questions that I can see. There are a couple of answers, but those are to the previous questions a bit earlier on in the lesson.
Okay. So are they ready to share their answers with me on the chat box? Or in the Q&A section?
What we can do is, if you can open your chat section, and if there's any questions that go to the Q&A, I can take those questions or answers and just post them in the chat section for you to see.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm following.
Okay, so are you able to open the chat section on your side?
Yes, it's open.
It's open, okay. As soon as there's any answers or questions that come in, I will post them to the chat for you to see.
Okay, because right now I would like them to start sharing their answers from the first question.
Okay, great. As soon as they come in, I'll post them to your chat.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, guys, I hope you are ready to share your answers with me. Okay, let's go back to the first question. Okay. So our first question was 3 families' lives examined in this article. Name the families. Okay. So if you were listening, name the families. What are those 3 families? What are those 3 families? I mentioned the first one on the first, I think the first or second paragraph of the article. Okay. Well, the families were the Chawukes, McDonald, and the Smith. Okay. I will show you the answers towards the end of the lesson. Okay. So if you have Chawuke, McDonald, and Smith, that's correct. Okay. And then the second question is, name the authoritative figure who is quoted in the article. Name the authoritative figure who is quoted in the article. So does anyone know who is this authoritative figure who is quoted in the article? He's Dr. Someone. It's Dr. Someone. Okay, it's Dr. Tlaubatla. That is if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Okay. So that question is, which institution substantiates the information quoted from the Healthy website? So there's a university that substantiates the information. Okay. So that university is the University of the West. So if you have University of the West, you can give yourself a mark. Okay. And then the fourth question is, who thinks that it would be wise to spend money on healthy food? Who thinks that it would be wise to spend money on healthy food? It's the Healthy website. So if your answer is the Healthy website, that's correct. Okay. Let's move on to number 5. All right, so number 5. Why does Mr. Smith find it necessary to explain that eggs are not bad for the heart? Why does Mr. Smith find it necessary to explain that eggs are not bad for the heart? Okay, well, the answer is that it is generally thought that eggs are bad for the heart or they increase cholesterol. So it is just a general thought from people that eggs are bad for the heart or they increase cholesterol. So that is why he found it necessary to explain that they are not bad for the heart. Okay. If you have anything similar to that, you can give yourself a mark. Okay. And then number 6. Why is the rearing of chickens a useful nutritional practice? Why is the rearing of chickens a useful nutritional practice? Mrs. Smith explained that from the article. She did explain that. That is, if you remember. The answer is you can eat the eggs and you can eat the chickens when they stop laying eggs, okay? Okay, so you can give yourself 2 marks if you mention that. You can eat the eggs and you can eat the chickens when they stop laying eggs, okay? And then for number 7, How have eggs contributed to the health of Mr. Smith? How have eggs contributed to the health of Mr. Smith? That is like on the last paragraph of the article. Okay, he's eaten one a day and he's at least 70 years old. So basically he's living proof that eggs are healthy. Okay. So if you said that basically he's living proof that eggs are healthy, that is fine. Or he's eaten one a day and he's at least 70 years old. Yeah, you can give yourself 2 marks if you've mentioned those 2 things, okay? And then finally, do you think that healthy website is a reliable source of information? Do you think that do you think that the healthy website is a reliable source of information? So yeah, I need your own opinions, because you can say yes and that will still be correct, but you need to support it while you say yes. You can still say no, and no would still be correct, but I would need you to let me know the things that you saw from the article that would make you say no. Okay, let's just go through the answers. Okay, so you see here for number 8, you can say the healthy website is a reliable source of information because it gives specific information about the ingredients of a healthy diet, as well as advice about spending money on healthy food. Okay, and you would still get a mark. And then another person could say, healthy website is not a reliable source of information. The name sounds rather vague. There is no specific address for the website. It gives well-known advice about protein and carbohydrates. The advice is also very general. Okay, of which that will be very, very correct, okay? So it is up to you to decide whether it is a reliable source of information or not, but the most important thing is for you to be able to support your answer, okay? All right, I'm just gonna check your Q&A again. If there's anything there. Guys. Okay, I see that there are no answers yet. Okay. Let me go back to I see Yoliswa, she said McDonald family and Smith families. That's actually 2, Yolisa. You left out 1. You left out the Chauke family, okay? I'm trying to see this person. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay, so you can compare your answers with my answers. Okay. But guys, where you are being asked, what are your thoughts or what do you think? You are being asked for your opinions, for your reasons. Please don't rely on my answers, because there we want to know your thoughts, we want to know your own opinions, we want to know if you are able to reason, okay? If you are able to if you are able to, to criticize an article and make up your own opinions, okay? All right, I think I will sum up my lesson for today. So basically we did a listening comprehension on this article, and I asked you guys some questions. About the article, and yeah, to test your listening skills, okay? Let me just do this quickly. Okay. So that is the end of our session for a listening comprehension. So tomorrow I'll be doing some grammar with you, and to be specific, we'll be doing a lot of punctuation. Okay, so be ready for punctuation tomorrow. It's going to be a fun lesson. It's going to be better than today, but some of the questions regarding punctuation or the activity for punctuation will be based on the same article that we just read today. Okay, so look out for some grammar tomorrow, and thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay.